Oh, yeah.
Today we are going to talk about same-sex marriage law. But first I want to show you a couple pictures. The first picture is of a groom and a bride, then of two grooms and two brides. What I want to talk about is a common theme that I see in these, and that is cherished smiles and shared love. Because these couples deserve equality just as you and I. They share love just as we do, and they are just as committed to their marriage as the next straight couple. And why is it that because of their gender, we as a state cannot recognize their marriage? In fact, all but one of you who are North Dakota residents said that you would vote yes in favor of same-sex marriage if it was put on a ballot today. It is up to our generation to play a vital role in passing this law. I personally know many who are same-sex couples who share values of love and marriage just as the next, heterosexual. I have a Christian upbringing which has played a huge role in my opinion of same-sex marriage, and I know that the Bible speaks of love, equality, and not to pass judgments. So today I'm going to persuade you to support same-sex marriage law. First, we're going to discuss the current law in North Dakota, then we're going to talk about the recently passed same-sex marriage law in our neighboring state of Minnesota. I'm going to show the benefits of passing a similar law for our state and what you can do to support changing the law. Currently, the same-sex marriage is not recognized in North Dakota. In North Dakota marriage provision states the marriage contract in Chapter 14, Section 3, Paragraph 1, given by the North Dakota State Legislative Branch, that marriage is a personal relation derived from one man and one woman, both consenting is essential. That marriage relation may be entered into, maintained, annulled, or dissolved, only provided by the state, as a spouse refers only to a person of opposite sex, a husband or a wife. In 2004, same-sex marriage law was put on North Dakota's ballot and was voted down 3-1 against the law. In 2013, Chris Berg's Point of View newscast, he stated that only 1.7% of the North Dakota population proclaimed to be an LGBT member of the community, which stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transvestite. But views are changing, because in a recent CBS News poll done in March of 2013, they asked North Dakota residents, do you think it should be legal or not legal for same-sex marriage couples to marry? The results were surprisingly in favor, with 53 saying yes and 39 saying no. That was split into two age groups, 18 to 29 and 30 to 44. More than half of the younger group were in favor, and in the older group, 59 were in favor and 37 not. Famous blog writer of the New York Times, Nate Silver, projected the percentage of the North Dakota state support for same-sex marriage from the previous years into the next decade, saying that in 2008, only 38.5% were in favor of same-sex marriage and 44.8% in 2012. He projects that to be 51.2% by 2016, and by 2020, 57.7% in favor. That's more than half of North Dakota state constituents in favor of same-sex marriage. Now that we discussed where North Dakota stands, let's talk about Minnesota. They were the 12th state in the country, as you see all the blue, who passed the same-sex marriage law. And according to a 2013 Huffington Post article, May 14, 2013, Minnesota's Governor Mark Dayton signed the bill into law in St. Paul. And according to the Associated Press, his signature came just 24 hours after the state Senate passed the vote. State Representatives Karen Clark and Scott Dibble, who are openly gay, said to be chanting, "Life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness are surely included in the right to marry the one you love." The law went into effect on August 1st of 2013. This law was the first in the Midwest to be of such bill legislation to pass through And in a 2013 Huffington Post article by Conan and Basket, Minnesota is the first time in history has campaigned to change the constitutional amendment that banned same-sex marriage. And those views are continuing to change all through the United States. As you see, the red is the opposed, the blue is the approval or for it from 1996 to 2013. So more approve than they do oppose. Now that we know that Minnesota has passed the bill, we should look at passing a similar law here in North Dakota and how that can improve our reputation and appeal as a state. Pursuing a similar law would have dramatic impact on our attractiveness, gaining an advantage and growth for our state. In 2011, Grand Forks Herald article by Ryan Johnson stated that North Dakota's growing population is consisting of many young individuals in search of jobs. The recent North Dakota oil boom has really put a red dot on our state for, our attractiveness, and we are known as the 4th largest oil producer in the country, according to Valvek's article in 2011. We hold the lowest unemployment rate of 3.3% and $1 billion surplus. This attracts many young families and college graduates. And it's about time that we start looking at our laws and policies as a state and how that affects others' views on us. North Dakota still today is known as a very conservative, traditional state compared to Minnesota being more liberal. And I wonder, what might North Dakota look like if we were to pass a same-sex marriage law? A law that would allow any LGBT to marry and receive same benefits as a heterosexual couple. It would say that our state values equality, acceptance for one another, and most importantly, no discrimination. Financially recognizing same-sex marriage would actually increase our state tax income because we'd recognize tax deductions such as estate inheritance taxes, according to Hoffman's 2013 New York Times Journal. But what it comes down to is doing what is right and putting politics aside. According to Chris Bird's 2013 Point of View newscast, he says that same-sex marriage will one day be viewed in the same light as interracial marriages. Interracial marriages were once prohibited until the law was passed to abandon the law that prohibited it. This is what is equal, what is right, to love and not to discriminate. Equality is what we all deserve, and we as citizens need to take action. Equality is what we need to take forth for these families. And there are a number of state advocacies for this support for same-sex marriage. Equality of North Dakota provides links on a database anywhere from ads for apartments for same-sex marriage couples to other LGBT organizations in the community. So what can you do to help? Well, you can contact the Heidi Heitkamp office for our state senator and express your views and advocacy, as well as appealing the DOMA, which is the Current Defense of Marriage Act bill, which keeps same-sex marriage from being recognized and the benefits that come with that as heterosexual couples. You can also donate to any of the websites and speak out in our community, attending other rallies and events, such as our very own Pride Week every year downtown in Fargo, every summer. Now that we've discussed where North Dakota stands in same-sex marriage, I hope I've encouraged you to take action in changing the law for our state. I stated the current law of North Dakota. We explained the law in Minnesota of same-sex marriage. I discussed positive effects on passing a similar law on our state and how you can help. Because in the end of the day, we are all deserve equality, and as human beings, we deserve the right as citizens in this state to be treated equally, to love whom we wish to choose to love without discrimination.